Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Aimee Russo-Mounger. Welcome back to the Smile Spa Wellness Podcast. Thank you for joining us as we dive into the real conversations that matter: health, wellness, beauty, and longevity. Also, the cutting-edge tools that help people take their lives back. Today's episode is very special. For one, we've only known each other through Facebook until today. But his story, his results, and his testimony with peptides were powerful enough that I knew I needed to bring him on. I first heard a glimpse of his journey at a Make Wellness Peptide conference in Dallas. So this guy stands up with this familiar Louisiana Southern accent, an LSU shirt, hence the gold, and he shares this piece of his story, and it kind of stopped the whole room to listen to him. His conviction and his clarity and the whole transformation he described made everybody immediately think, like, we need to hear this guy. What is he talking about? And so I felt like my listeners need to hear. You need to hear what he has to say. So today I want to introduce y'all to Mr. Sean Aucoin from Denham Springs, Louisiana. So Sean, thank you for being here and for being willing to share all your knowledge and information and all the experiences you've had so far.
Oh, Lord, that's a lot.
That might be a lot, sounds like, from what we've had this small conversation since you've got here and meeting for the first time in person. So it's been kind of fun.
Yeah, it's great meeting you finally, face to face.
I know, face to face. You kind of think that you're friends on Facebook, but you really haven't even met each other. So that was so cool. And it's a good thing because then I'll be asking you and I can pull out all the same things that everybody else probably wants to know about you, and they can follow you on Facebook. You have great Facebook, Instagram, the whole social media scene. You have a wealth of knowledge on there.
Thank you.
So we'll put that in the comments so people can find you.
Okay.
You're like, I don't know how many people, but somebody follow you. Yeah.
Sure.
You've got plenty. I love it. So tell me about that. That was fun. Dallas was great. It was a lot of good information and it was kind of funny. So tell me the story, how you got to, we're all in the room waiting for the CEO, owner, founder of Make Wellness to come and give us some information. And then you're like kind of middle of the thing. I'm over like to the right. And so I'm kind of watching the stage, and this was my very first anything to do with Make. I was like, oh, it's peptides. Let me learn about these peptides. And then you stood up. So tell me how that happened.
Oh my God. So, so I went to Dallas. It was my first convention ever, right? Like I'm not an affiliate based guy like this. I've never done anything like this before in my life. And I'll give you a little backstory on that. I had a friend of mine that I met in the gym, Melissa Guillat, and she came to me. She knew I was going to have shoulder surgery, right? So, I went to my doctor. I had a torn labrum, and I went to the doctor. He did his MRI. And he said, you have a torn labrum, a frayed rotator cuff, bursitis, bone spurs, and a flat spot on your humerus from the labrum being torn. And me being a guy, we just keep working out because we can. So I did that and wore the flat spot on my humerus. So I got all of these things fixed at one time on my shoulder. And Melissa knew I was going to have this surgery, and it takes a long time to put on muscle, right? It takes very little time for that muscle to atrophy and for you to get fat. So what I didn't want to do was lose muscle and get fat. So she said, take these peptides. They're oral. You don't need shots. They're going to work. And I'm like, oral peptides. Okay. But she's my friend, right? So I wanted to try them, because
she's just being nice.
She's my friend, I love her. I was like, okay, fine. I'll try your peptides. So, so I started taking the peptides about 3 weeks before my surgery. And then I had surgery. And shoulder surgery just kind of sucks all together, And then I started doing PT. And 3 weeks after having shoulder surgery, I had full mobility in my shoulder from being on the peptides.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it would normally be like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 9 weeks.
Probably so. I mean, 3 weeks. Dude, I could raise my arm, put my own deodorant on.
It's not normal.
No, it's just not. Even my doctor was like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm taking these oral peptides. And he was like, dude, keep doing it. And I'm like, I'm going to.
Whatever crack you're on,
yeah,
good.
Right?
Keep on
just
going.
keep doing it. And the guy at PT was the same thing. He was like, I've never seen anybody recover this fast before. And I'm like, that's just cool. The peptides. I mean, I'm not Superman, So, anyway, fast forward to Dallas. Dallas had a big convention in Dallas, and they were releasing the new sleep peptide. Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that later. But, so I went to Dallas and I'm sitting in this room full of people, and I'm like a kindergartner. I'm in a room full of people that I don't know.
And there's a lot of women. We had some, my husband went with us, but they were like, they weren't all
and 4 of them are husbands,
right?
So I'm like one of the 2 male affiliates in the room, and I'm like, and they're doing their thing, and they're getting up on stage and giving accolades and stuff. And I'm like, man, I'm thirsty. So I get up and I go to the back of the room. to get some water, and the water cooler thing is empty. So I'm like, oh, and then I look over and there's one over there, but Justin Prince is standing over there. I'm like, oh, okay.
And who is Justin Prince?
Justin Prince is one of the co-founders of Make Wellness, right? So it's
like a big deal, kind of like
it's kind of a big deal. And this guy's the most down to earth, salt of the earth people you will ever meet in your life. The kindest. I mean,
humble.
It's just so humble.
But did you know that at the time?
No,
or were you a little intimidated?
I didn't, and I was very
intimidated to go over there.
Yeah, I was like intimidated, and he was standing next to somebody else, and she was from Tennessee, and I had my LSU shirt on because when you're from Louisiana, you wear your colors when you travel. That's right, we represent. So I walked over there, and he said something about, LSU fan, she's from Tennessee, and I said, it's all good. We're all in the SEC. When we travel, as long as you're in the SEC, it's okay, So we started talking, and I said, look, Justin, I just want to tell you, I appreciate that you ran with what God put on your heart as far as this company goes. I said, the difference in the lives that you're going to make and change is phenomenal. And it's already done that in my life. And I kind of shared my story with him, I said, this is what happened to me. And I told him my story about my shoulder surgery in 3 weeks.
Right.
I had full mobility. And I said, but anyway, I said, that's my story. I don't want to hold you up. I'm just freaking nobody. I'm Sean Oakmore from Opelousas, Louisiana. So he was like, no, it's great. I appreciate your time. And he appreciated my time. So I got my water and I went and sat down. So they finished doing their accolades and everything. And Justin gets up on stage and he starts talking about, you need to have a story and you need to make that story your own. And if you don't have a story, you can borrow somebody else's story. And he said, Sean, stand up. And I was like,
which Sean is you like looking around like,
yeah, I'm like,
is there another Sean in here?
No. So he makes me stand up and he's like, Sean has a great story. And I was like, okay, cool. Great story. So I go to sit down and he's like, no, you stay standing. And I stood there for like 5 minutes and there's probably, you were there, right?
Yeah,
there's 350 people in the room.
I'm not good to judge, but there was a good bit of people. It would have been intimidating to stand up with people you don't know.
Yeah. And there was a lot of them.
Even you, probably. So, there was a lot of women in the room too.
Huh?
Yeah, a lot of women.
Yeah, and I just
you were trying to fly under the radar, and
if I had to be on stage, that would be fine. Then tell me I'm going on stage, I don't have a problem.
Prepare, yeah.
But to just stand up, and then he wouldn't let me sit down. So anyway, he told my story about the peptides and how fast I recovered and everything, and I showed him pictures, and I'll give them to you. You can put them on the podcast of mine. What happened when Melissa told me that she wanted me to try her peptides, right? So I went home and I took pictures, right? And I was like,
it to prove her wrong?
Exactly. I took pictures
a guy.
And I was like, yeah. Because I was like, they're not going to work. They're oral peptides, right?
You're a trainer. We got to talk about that too. Yes.
Yeah.
Why you thought all this. Yeah.
Yeah. So as a personal trainer, I knew oral peptides didn't work. So I took pictures so I could show to my friend after 90 days, look, I love you. I appreciate the opportunity, but they didn't work. Well, when I took the pictures at 90 days, I was like, good Lord,
right.
Man, did they work? It was phenomenal. Really, truly was. So,
and that's the first time I knew about you at all was when you stood up and I told myself, I'm like, he's from LSU. And I really, for some reason, I thought Lafayette. I don't remember when they said Denham Springs, or maybe you said Opelousas, or maybe whatever Justin said. I didn't get Denham Springs. I mean, you're so close to us.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I thought Lafayette. And then we ended up being friends on Facebook. So I was just kind of watching your posts, stuff like that. I don't get to do it a lot, but when I do get to see your stuff, you always give such great information. And it was just kind of funny when I was like, I need somebody for the podcast. I was like, that guy that stood up in Dallas and had that story. That's what people need to hear, that story. So that's kind of FYI for everybody else who wants to know. That's how we eventually got here from Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so that was fun. Then afterwards, of course, everybody wanted to take pictures with me. And I'm like, you guys are crazy.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh, it was hysterical, right? So we leave, and I met a few people that I had been friends with on Facebook, and they were like, hey, can we take a picture with you? I'm like, oh, it's so great to put a face to the face, you know? And that was fine. Then I walked out into the lobby and they were like, "Oh my God, can we take a picture with you?" I'm like,
You became famous in like a second.
"Yeah, for like an instant." I'm like, "Thanks, Justin." It's like,
That's so fun.
no, but it was
wait,
kind of
so
cool though.
That was very cool.
Yeah.
And tell the story, because we didn't know a lot about each other, but there's a few things I do know that I'm like, you've got to talk about this. What brought you to Dallas? Why did you even decide to go to Dallas? Because you
Oh my
weren't even
God.
doing that either. That wasn't a thing. You weren't like, oh, I'm so excited to go to Dallas.
No, I didn't want to go to the convention at all because I'm not a convention guy, right?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. I had never been to one, and I'm not. I don't know. I was not excited at the time about going to sit in a room full of people to be like, woo,
Right.
It just, I don't know.
In your mind, you thought it was going to be different. And,
and I hadn't been, right? So
you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it was basically just ignorance on my part, but I went because I had a purpose, right? And my purpose for going was Make Wellness came out with a new peptide called Restored. Okay. And dude, I hadn't slept in 20 years.
That's so crazy.
I mean, like a full night's sleep. The only time I slept 8 hours was when I had COVID. I was in the hospital. And I slept for 2 nights out of the 3 that I was there. And
wow.
Yeah, so I talked to a guy, Make Wellness did a study, and they were coming out with the peptides, so they needed to have a control group. And so they did the study beforehand so they could see how well it worked, right? And one of the guys that was in there was Brian Coffey, and he is he's an ex-first responder now. He does private security for billionaires, but he's always on point, right?
Yeah.
And so he doesn't sleep either. And we kind of had the same sleep patterns where we would sleep for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours a night. And my sleep would go from 6 to 12 minutes. I would use this from 6 to 12 minutes of deep sleep to about 40 minutes of REM. That was it.
That's it.
And then
How were you functioning?
I adapted.
Yeah.
You know, it was miserable.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that I was impatient, angry, depressed, anxious, all the things, all the bad things, right? Yeah. I didn't realize that. And I was just kind of muddling through life.
Muddling through it, exactly.
You know? And so when I talked to Brian said, "No, man," he said, this really works. And I talked to him and I was like, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Honestly, it really works."
Because he was in the study.
He was in that
study before.
And they used Oura Rings to track their sleep study.
Yep.
Right. And he was getting, you know, like an hour and a half of deep sleep, 2 hours of REM. And I'm like, dude, for real, I would stab somebody for that. Like, I'll cut you for good sleep. And he was like, "It really works." And I'm like, all right. So I went to Dallas and I got the Restored. Oh my God. Girl, I was taking 100 milligrams of Seroquel, 100 milligrams of trazodone, Klonopin, and half of a 300 milligram THC gummy every night.
And still was not sleeping?
For about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
And with all that, not getting any good sleep?
No.
You thought you were sleeping, but you weren't getting any deep sleep, probably no REM sleep until you get,
No. And I had no idea what it was doing to my body.
Wow.
No clue.
Wow.
And I mean, working out, eating right, you know, having trouble losing fat, having trouble putting on muscle. I mean, I'm working out, girl.
As a personal trainer, I can believe it. Yeah.
And I'm doing 1,200 pounds on the leg press machine and not getting nowhere, you know?
And just wondering why. You think that, oh, it's just age or something.
Yeah, I'm
you
like,
didn't really think about your sleep as being the one, right?
Ma'am?
You didn't think about sleep as being the culprit.
I didn't. I had no idea. Again.
Most people don't understand how important it is. Yeah.
No, I was ignorant to it, you know, because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
So I got on the sleep peptide and it's hilarious because about 3 weeks after I got back, Make had a little, like a giveaway thing or whatever, you know, and you do so many points or whatever, and they put your name on one of these big computer wheels and the computer spins the wheel. I won an Oura Ring. And I was like, oh my God, but God, right?
Yes.
But God. He gave me Restored. Yeah. And then he gave me a way to track it.
Ring, yes.
Oh my God. I was like, this is so crazy.
It's not a God wink. That's like a God slap.
Oh man. If you don't believe after that. So I said, this is nothing but God. So I got my Oura Ring in, you know, I start tracking my sleep, and my sleep scores the night before we got Restored in Dallas, my sleep score was 28. Okay. 28.
You were walking around.
I walked around the hotel for like 5 hours because I couldn't sleep.
You couldn't sleep. Poor thing.
And now, fast forward, I got the Oura Ring. I started taking the restored peptide, and I was like, I bet you I don't need to be on all these medications.
So you were still taking the medications with the Restore because you didn't want to get off because you thought, oh, something's got to help.
Well,
so you kept them.
No, because I'm a guy, and
This is true.
and we're kind of hammerheads about things. So the first thing I did was I didn't take any medicine. I just took the Restored.
Okay.
So now I quit taking 4 medicines in one night, and I took this one Restored pill.
And you only took one Restore. Yeah,
I didn't sleep. So the next night I was like, well, if one's not working, 2 is certainly going to work, right? So then I took 2. Well, that didn't work. I didn't realize that the peptides have a ramp up phase, especially the sleep one, right? If you have sleeping disorders, then it has a ramp up phase where it has to work. It's not, you don't take it on night 1 and just go to sleep and wake up like a baby.
It's not a sedative.
No, it just doesn't work that way. And so I started weaning myself off the medications.
And still taking the Restore.
I'm still taking Restore.
Did the Restore and took the step.
Slowly but surely.
I would normally recommend.
Right?
Yeah.
And now I'm only taking one of the medications and one of the Restored. I sleep 7.5 to 8.5. The other night I slept for like 8 hours and 47 minutes. I haven't slept 8 hours and 47 minutes in 20 years.
Wow.
Right.
That's
I got
impressive.
like 2.5 hours of deep sleep. I got like 2 hours and 40 minutes of REM.
Yes.
Man, I hit the ground the next morning like walking on air. I could have solved any problem in the world that day.
Oh gosh, that's
You know,
great.
just because I felt good.
Yeah.
My mind was rested.
And you didn't even know before like that you weren't really feeling good. You were just running with life. You were just doing life. You know?
Well, I didn't realize. So when I started sleeping, I started diving off into what happens when you sleep. Okay. And it's not just a matter of you resting, right? That's great. But it's a matter of your body. When you go to sleep at night and you get into deep sleep, your body actually, it repairs things on a cellular level. It repairs your DNA, right? Your muscles, you tear your muscles down during the day. They build at night. I was making 0 progress in the gym because my muscles weren't healing.
Yeah.
They weren't repairing themselves at night. They were not being given that opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. And the other thing is your mind is like a giant filing cabinet, right? So when you hit deep sleep, your mind gets rid of all these old files.
I love that. That waste.
It gets rid of all the waste.
So dumps all the stuff.
Oh yeah. So most people know you have a lymphatic system, right? And your lymph nodes and your lymphatic system drains the
all the gook pretty much. But all the waste.
It drains the waste from your body,
Mm-hmm.
you know. It filters out through your organs, and then you get rid of it. Well, your mind has what's called a glymphatic system with a G, right? This just blew my mind. So your mind has a glymphatic system, and when you hit deep sleep, your mind actually shrinks. It physically shrinks, not like it gets this small, right?
Yeah.
But it goes, and when it does that, your spinal fluid flushes out around your brain, and it empties out all the waste that your brain gets rid of from repairing your DNA and emptying those files. And then you come out of deep sleep, you hit light sleep, and then you hit REM, and then you go back into deep sleep. So at night, your brain's doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, right?
Purge.
Yeah, and it's purging.
Mm-hmm.
And while it's purging, it's emptying out your lymphatic system. So it's burning fat, right?
Yep.
It's repairing your muscle. It's emptying files, and it's cleaning your DNA. It's repairing you. All of that stuff I've been missing for 20 years.
So crazy.
The crazy part is I had been taking most of the peptides. The 3 main ones are right, the lean, the fit, and the hydrate, right? So I've been taking those since, April, I guess.
That was your surgery when you did your surgery? That's the ones you took?
Yeah, yeah. And then I started being able to physically work out about 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks now. Excuse me. So 6 weeks ago, I started being able to work out. I felt good. Right. I'm in the gym. I'm feeling like Sean again. And I'm like, yeah, this isn't bad. I got that shoulder in check now, you know? So I did an InBody scan, right? And then because I was starting to feel good, I wanted to track my results. So I did an InBody scan, and then 6 weeks later, November 1st. October 1st and November 15th, I think is what it was. is when I did it. Okay. Now that I'm sleeping, right, I lost 0.5% of body fat in 6 week period, right? So I lost half a percentage of my body fat, and I put on 3.5 pounds of muscle.
You finally got your muscle back.
3.5 pounds of muscle in 6 weeks at 55. Okay. That's just unheard of without steroids or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Your
So,
body working like you're 25 again,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
It's
So,
awesome.
I mean, you talk about changed my life. I mean, just completely. And I went in there with thinking there's no way these are going to work.
Yeah.
They can't work. It's not going to happen. I was so wrong.
Yes. But it's good. You can try it. You try it and you see. Thankfully, you were willing to do that. Even if it was just for your friend, she knew what she knew, that you were going to figure it out, that it's going to be good.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem sleeping. Well, at 53, I've kind of have gotten to where it's probably premenopausal or whatever it is. I would have night sweats, or I'd wake up in the middle of the night stuff, but not bad enough for me to even
Right.
worry about. So the sleep came out and I was like, okay, I'll take one. I mean, before my head hits the pillow, I am asleep. You better if you want to talk to me or whatever, you better catch me before I'm like laying flat.
You got about 15 minutes
You
from the time I swallow that pill.
Yeah. And with the pill, a whole different story. But yeah, take it early. So I was just taking one. And because I didn't really need the sleep, but if it was going to put me into more like REM sleep, because I don't remember dreaming before either. I don't remember at all. I don't think if I dreamed, it was very, very rare. And I would always hit snooze. I get up early in the morning, not as early as you, but my first patient's at 7. So I should be leaving my house around 6:15. Well, I'm like snooze, because I'm working late to the night. Like I do all my admin stuff in the afternoon because I'm seeing patients during the day. And so I end up I've gotten to this bad habit of just working late and then going to bed, not sleeping well, not knowing though that I really wasn't sleeping well. I just thought I was just tired from everything else. And I would just snooze. So then I'm taking one. I'm like, here's snooze a little bit still. It's dreaming some. So I can see something, but it's not like anything really crazy out the way. And then we went to Cancun. I got gifted a trip to the Cancun trip with the other girls. And one of the trainers there, she's from Mandeville. She was training us and stuff, and she was saying, I take 2. And I thought, maybe just because she's just so buff, she has to take 2 to restore, or she doesn't sleep. And she said, no, it's not so much the sleep for her. It wasn't the sleep. It was the wake up. It was that she woke up feeling like ready to focus, and she was on and not so groggy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, I'm going to try while I'm in Cancun. That won't hurt if I sleep late in Cancun. If, I
Who
can
cares if you sleep in?
So I take 2 the first night, and I wake up, and I've already started thinking, not in a bad way, not in like anxiety kind of way, like, that's all it's to do. It was like I woke up and I was like, okay, I have this to do, and this needs to be done. And it was almost like God had given me messages at night, and I was ready to put them down on paper, actually in my phone in the notes section. So I was like, well, that's kind of a fluke. Kind of like, was it the restore? Was it not the restore? I'm like, well, we'll try it again tomorrow night. So I tell the girls, I'm like, this happened. And Emily's like, I told you, this is what it does. And I'm like, oh, this is just you. And you're perfect. Your body's all good and whatever.
Yeah.
So I do it again the next night. And sure enough, the same thing happened. I felt so much better when I woke up that I didn't even realize I wasn't feeling as good. I knew I was groggy and I knew I was tired. I just like to sleep. So I figured, I'm just not getting enough sleep. But even on probably like 6 or 7 hours, 5 to 7 is my thing. If I get 7, I'm like, yay, I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm.
On a night, if a day when that's like, I don't have to do anything, I'll tell people like, don't call me. I'm going to try to get 8 or 9 hours. Just got to try to catch up. Even though they do say that the catch up doesn't really work a whole lot. You need to get it every night.
Yeah.
I still would try to catch up. But sure enough, since then I've been taking 2 every night, and I'm like, it's on. It's just,
That's crazy.
It's not, my sleep itself hasn't changed, but that morning wake up, it's like I'll hit snooze if I want to, but I really am awake. Even when I hit it, it's not like half-eyed, like I really don't even know where my phone is. I might just want to rest here for a minute. Sometimes I'll just lay in the bed and say my morning prayers. I don't have to like get up and start my day just yet. Say my thanks, my gratefulness,
I love it.
Get me ready for the day, God.
Isn't it great? It's so
and
wonderful, man.
So much more like, obviously it's the flushing of all the gook that I put in my brain. We always say there's so many tabs open. A lot of times all day, my tabs are all open. So that's that restart button. And, it's like cuts my computer off. And then in the morning, I turn it back on. And obviously it's doing something good.
Yeah. So different people had different results with it, right? I've had one person that, she is from the Beaumont area. Nikki, she texted me this morning, and because I was working with her, right? So, you said my posts are good because I do a lot of research, right? Well,
very
when you
educated.
don't sleep and you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning, there's nothing else to do.
But do research.
I spent a lot of time, doing research on the peptides and how they work and how they interact with your body and they're restored and when it was coming out and everything, all the things. So, so I help people on the side, and they, I give my number out freely so that they can get with me and say, hey, I have this problem or I have this problem. Can you help me with this?
Good problem solver. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I try, I do what I can. What I love doing is helping people help people.
That's awesome.
And if we can help people and they get healthy naturally,
that's the point.
Holistically, I mean, it doesn't get any better.
Amen.
Than that.
Exactly.
It just doesn't. So she called me up. She's like, guess what? And I'm like, what? She sent me text, right? And she's like, I'm finally sleeping like consistently, And I'm like, man, that is so great.
Cool.
So for her, it took almost 2 months. And I had another person who lives in Arkansas. It took 6 weeks for it to kick in with her. So I think it's going to help everybody sleep. I really do.
Yeah.
And the girl in Arkansas, I don't think she really had as bad a health problems. I don't think Sharon really had a trouble sleeping as much. But then when she started taking it, she slept better, and then she missed that. And it's kind of like you, right? Well, I sleep fine, and then you realize, no, you didn't, and now you sleep good. There's a difference between fine and good.
Yes.
Do you want to drive a fine car or a good car? Or you want to drive a fine car? You know what I'm saying? So you. For some people that you can take the Restore, and I think it works great the first night. For some people, it takes a week for it to build up in their system. It's kind of a ramp up phase, right? And then you have problem children who it's going to take 2, 3, 4 weeks, might take 6 weeks.
Yeah. It all depends on our basis too. We had a kid on the podcast who's my little encyclopedia for peptides. I say does a lot of the synthetic peptides, but it's your base. Like, where are we basically? Where's our core health? So if you give it to me or you, it's different than if you give it to somebody who's been eating McDonald's, who doesn't work out, who eats crap all day. It's going to take a lot more time for your body to accept that with their receptors than my clean receptors, right?
Because their body's dirtier. Yeah, their body's dirtier.
There's more waste to get away. There's more stuff to get cleaned out of there. There may be some weight to take off. It may take a GLP-1 to get you to hit it hard. Or if you're willing to put in the time, naturally you can get all those same results. You just have to put in the time. I mean, it's a minimum of 90 days.
Yeah, they both have. I mean, both of them have their place, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the GLP-1s. I think a lot of that comes from the problem. I think is that a lot of places, and I don't want to single out physicians, right? Because it's not always the physician's job to educate the people. So maybe it's their PA, maybe it's their nurse and assistant, but
there's also a lot of med spas and stuff that get to do that too these days.
Yeah, and I don't.
We're one of them, kind of, but yeah.
And I just don't feel like they're being educated. Like the GLP-1s are not a bad thing, right? The problem with the GLP-1 is it works too good, right? So when it was a natural product, when GLP-1s were all natural, they only worked. I think they only work like for 4 hours. So they would have to take them and then take them and then take. So you're doing 3 or 4 shots a day, depending on how long you were up. When they brought them into the lab and made them lab driven, then now they work so good you only have to take them like once a week, and the problem is they work too good. So they're not telling your body, maybe you're not hungry. They're telling your body, don't eat.
Don't eat.
Well, when you don't eat, then you're not getting the nutrients. And when you don't have the nutrients, that's when you go into atrophy and you start losing muscle. So you hear people say all the time, well, the GLP-1s are they're making you lose muscle mass. Well, they're not making you lose muscle mass. You're not eating protein because you haven't been educated on them, right?
That's a good way to put it. That's a very good way.
Yeah, I think that's a key point, right? And we do have a lot of med spas around the country that are saying, hey, the GLP-1s work. They work too good. We've noticed that people are losing muscle mass, right? So we want you to take this fit along with it because the fit pretty much stops that, okay? Because it feeds your muscles 4 times better than whey protein, right? And people don't realize, they think, well, I'm going to put 2 scoops of protein in my drink and I get 25 grams of protein, right? Yeah, true. Your body uses about 98% of that protein, but only 15% of that actually get used for muscles, right? Okay. So out of that 25 grams, 15% of that is being used for muscle growth. And FIT takes the same protein that you're taking and turns the 15 into 60. So your muscles are being fed 4 times better.
So what if you added protein to your FIT, to your drink? Because I do that sometimes, because I am one of those people, I get fussed at a lot about not eating enough protein from my son and from Ken, both of them, like the actual meat protein, So I've been dabbling in a bunch of different, well, of course I take my FIT, that's all day long. It's here. It's a non-negotiable. That's just all day long. I'm drinking that. I use my alkaline water and, try to do as much as I can. But sometimes I will put, especially in the morning, my morning blend of my Energized and my Hydrate together. Then I put some ballerina protein in there. Probably shouldn't. I'm like advertising for somebody that's some protein that's out there, but it's great. So tell me about that. So educate me on that protein. So I'm not going to eat the meat in the morning. I'm not going to eat in the morning. So I'm like, I'm going to take a protein scoop and put it in my drink.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic, right? So the Fit is feeding your body 4 times better than whey protein. So if you're giving it protein, then it can actually use that protein that's on hand to force feed your body, right? And if you mix the Hydrated with it, the Hydrated is another product I make. And what it does is it's made of sea salt, right? So it has 84 minerals in it naturally, which your body needs. It has dehydrated coconut water in it. Okay, which has magnesium and potassium in it, which are electrolytes, which your body needs.
Yes, our heart needs. Yep.
And what it does have that most hydration drinks don't is glycine. What the glycine does is it force feeds those nutrients into your cells. So if you're mixing the Fit or any of the other make products with the Hydrated, right, then you're getting all the benefits of the peptides force fed through your small intestine, bam, directly into your system, directly into your bloodstream. They're going to work like that.
That's it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So
it's right up my alley.
Yeah. So if you can drink your Fit,
happened yesterday.
I drink my Fit in the morning and then I eat breakfast. It's going to last about 6 hours. And then I'll take another Fit probably about 2:30 with another Hydrate. Right. And then I go to the gym. Right. And I work out. It has a little bit of caffeine in it. It's green coffee bean extract. So it's not, it hasn't been roasted. So it doesn't bring you up high and then bring you down low. Right. That's what happens when you, yeah. So when you roast a coffee bean, it changes up the molecular structure of it. And that's what gives you the peaks and valleys of the crash from energy drinks. Right. Make uses the green coffee bean fruit. Right. And so it only actually has about 20 milligrams of caffeine in it, even though it says 100 milligrams. It only has about 20 milligrams of actual caffeine in it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't give you that high spike, and it's a more constant, fluid, clean, consistent flow of energy. Yeah.
Nice to know. I didn't know all that.
Yeah.
That's why we have you here, to give us all that, like you said, useless information. It's not useless information.
Yeah.
It's very good information that we all need to know and learn. As much as I've even studied both sides peptides, natural and that, you obviously you don't sleep. So see, we got the benefit of you not sleeping. We know all this information.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, if I'm going to suggest something to somebody, then I need to be able to answer any questions they have. And that's just me being anal.
Yeah.
I'm like in the insurance business by trade. I'm an employee benefit specialist, and I've been doing that for 25 years. Right. So all of your health, dental, vision, all the stuff that you offer through your med spa to your employees, that's what I do. That's my day job. So when I got into that, I was very nervous because I'm a young guy and I'm going to business owners who have been in business for 30 years. My biggest fear was they were going to ask me a question. Didn't matter what question, it was going to be a question. And I wasn't going to be able to answer it because I was so new to the business.
Yeah.
So it kind of made me anal about learning things. You know what I mean?
Have the answers. That's good.
And for the peptides, it was great because I didn't want to be able to not answer a question.
Yeah.
So I dove off into it.
It's been great for all of us other people that don't get the time to do all the digging. You can do all the digging.
Yeah, that's great. So now y'all can go help people.
Yeah.
Because people that I don't. I mean, I can sell peptides to the 10 people that I know, and that's great. And I can wait for them 3 months for them to say, hey, this works great. And then they tell 2 people, and then wait 3 months, right? But if I tell you and 30 people, right? And then those people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can help so many more people that way.
Exactly.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah. Knowledge is power. That is so true. It's been great. The other one, so we did Restore. What do you do with Calm? Do you use Calm at all?
I really don't. Now that I'm sleeping.
Did you use it before you were sleeping? Did you feel like you needed it?
No. Calm doesn't, I don't know. I take it sometimes when I go to bed, like with my Restored. My problem is, I think, and this is just me personally, right? Calm works so well for so many people. I've seen it work. I've given my Calm packets to people to try, because I don't take it. Yeah. And I've given it to them to try and be like, hey man, look, just try this, and they're like, oh my God, that works so good. Yeah. And then they end up ordering it. But my thing is, my mind races so much, there's just I'd probably have to take 4 of them to calm it down.
Calm it down.
But honestly, since I started sleeping, I'm really, my anxiety level is just not,
Yeah.
it's not as high.
Not as high.
No. And I didn't sleep before. So I would get home from the gym about 5 o'clock and instantly get anxious because I knew 4 hours from now I had to go to sleep. It was that bad.
Wow.
Oh my God. When
That's
Brian,
so good.
I'm sorry. When I I talked to Brian about, we were talking about our sleep when we were in Dallas, right? And he's sitting there in his t-shirt and I'm sitting there and I don't know, they're conventioning inside. Whatever it was. I don't know what it was.
You didn't want to be a part of that situation.
No, it was something else. They might have been handing out accolades or something, to people that were selling $25,000 a month, and I'm like looking at 1,600. It was so far out of my realm. I was like,
and it wasn't what you were there for. You were about getting healthy and
So I went outside to talk to Brian about it. We started talking about it, man, and he was, dude, it just brought tears to my eyes because I was so miserable.
That's so sad.
And I just couldn't fathom sleeping,
Wow.
and just to be able to do that, I didn't think it was obtainable. I really didn't. And
it's so hard for somebody like me who sleeps to even understand how, I can try to imagine how bad you would feel just from the fact that if I don't sleep one night, I feel terrible.
Yeah.
Because I am a sleeper.
Yeah.
But to do it on a regular basis, I can't even imagine.
Oh God. Look, after about 3 or 4 days, I was nauseated 24/7.
Mm.
And then after about 4 days, I would sleep for about 4 or 5 hours. And then it would build back up again. And then I would get nauseated.
Even with all that medicine, it still wouldn't work. Even with all the medicine, it still wouldn't work. Well, now we know that you're sedating your body. You're not really sleeping.
Yeah, so
you're getting something from it compared to nothing.
100%.
But still not running on all the fumes.
100%.
You're running on fumes. You're not running on a full tank of gas for sure. Not even half a tank of gas.
Yeah, and that's what's so great about them is that there's no stimulants in them. You know what I mean? So it's like you're not knocking yourself out. Basically, what it does is just drops your cortisol level like.
Yeah.
And your body just goes, woosah, and then you're done. You just like fall asleep. It's great.
Yeah, and then our brain starts doing this and our body does this.
Exactly. Start draining everything.
It's like a really good dance.
Feel good in the morning and stuff, Yeah, it's awesome. The thing that I guess the ones that I take every day are the lean, the fit, the hydrate, and the energized.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I used to drink like 2 or 3 energy drinks a day. And I hate telling people that because I really am all natural. I believe in eating whole foods and trying to be all natural. And I hate pharmaceuticals, like I don't like going to the doctor. I'm one of those people that believes, well, the same company that makes the drugs owns the foods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Pfizer makes a lot of the foods that you eat. And a lot of the foods that you eat give you reasons to take drugs.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of a vicious circle.
Yeah.
And so to have something that was all natural, it was really, really big for me. And I was like, I hated telling people I was taking sleeping medicine because like that goes against everything you believe in. I understand that, but I can't help it.
But I gotta sleep. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a big energy drink person too. We would go out and buy cases of this monster drink, this white sugar. I did sugar free, I'm a dentist, so I had to do that.
Yeah.
But then our family would just go through these monsters. And then of course you read that it was evil and whatever. So then we got rid of just like that one brand, moved to a different brand. And they were doing that. And so, but a lot of it is just because we weren't sleeping efficiently, and doing things and running on full cylinders. You want to take the caffeine thinking that's going to do it, not realizing it's just raising up your cortisol even more.
Right.
So that the things that were making us, you're like, well, this is going to make me lose weight because I can move more in the gym. But then it's just, you don't even realize how bad it's affecting you in a different way. It's just like not sleeping. You can't build muscle if you don't sleep. You can't really build muscle if you're feeding yourself all this and your cortisol is so high, then your growth hormone can't get to work. So,
And those are bad for you too, because what they do is they use artificial sweeteners in them, which is bad too. And here's why: because what happens is you drink an energy drink, it has artificial sweetener in it, and your body tastes it and it thinks, "Ooh, sweet, I'm getting carbs," and then you don't give it any freaking carbs. So then, 20 minutes later, you're like, "I'm hungry.
Why am I so hungry?
Why am I hungry?" Because your body's it's pissed off at you because you didn't give it what it thought you just had.
So true.
You know, so that's a lot of problems. A lot of times what people face with like your diet drinks and stuff. They have that aspartame
I remember
in it.
hearing that. Now you say that, I remember hearing that about Diet Coke because it was a big thing. We all drank Diet Coke when we were younger. My mom still goes and gets her Sonic Diet Coke. You know, it's like, I'm like, oof. But I remember them talking about that it's that fake sugar in there. It's like, and for me as a dentist, I'm so torn. I'm like, I don't want my patients to take full on sugar, but then the fake sugar is not good too. So it's like, which, pick your poison kind of thing, because neither one are good. And it's great for your teeth if you don't have the sugar, but your body is thinking that it's, for one thing, it's probably carcinogen. I'm almost, yeah. Like, I don't know if there's proof about that, but I'm pretty sure. But so is a lot of other things that we eat because the crap that we have. But the fact that it does think that you're feeding it messes with your insulin and your, all your leptin, all the things in your body it thinks that you're giving it. That's a good way to put it. It's very good, like, elementary, I want to say, but not really. But you know what I mean? Like,
base level.
Every base level, it thinks that you're giving it carbs and you're not.
Yeah. So you end up eating
And
carbs.
it's mad.
But that's what I like about the Energize is because it does give you that constant. I went from drinking 3 energy drinks a day to 1 Energized.
1 Energized.
Just smooth sailing, And the good thing about it is the Fit actually has 100 milligrams of caffeine in it too. So like if you take that, then a lot of people say when they take the Fit, they feel better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, because you're
getting a little
clean energy. Your body's not used to that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going from drinking crap Red Bulls and Monsters and the healthy ones like Celsius, right? And you're taking that and you're putting that into your body, and then to putting clean energy in there, you're gonna feel better. It's just a natural progression. You're like, oh.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. I think I've said it on here before, but my youngest one, like I said, we all drank in my house. So I'm 2 boys, 23 and 20. And my husband, we all would drink some kind of energy drinks because we're all the same. Like we're just moving and shaking, going. And then he started making his the blue Energized at night, and it would be in a glass. And he's like, told me that, this makes me so happy. And I was thinking, well, that's weird, Scout. Like, what do you mean it makes you happy? He's like, it just makes me happy to know that I get to wake up and drink this in the morning. And then I ended up seeing a video with some of the information on the actual product, and it says it increases your dopamine. It's going to literally make you happy. It's like, and they said that and a focus together is like a happy meal. You don't want to have half your happy meal. You want to make sure you take them both together. But it was so cute when he said that. And I was like, amen, whatever makes you happy, baby, you just go ahead and keep taking it. And so then of course I tried it. So I'm like, I want to be happy in the morning when I wake up. That was before Restore. So now I Restore and I sleep good and I wake up like ready to roll and I get my Energize. I do Energize and a Fit together. Yeah. But I love the new tropical pink. I'm like, okay, so this is, and I don't know if I said this on here again. I mean, but the blue and the pink together, that's like a magic combination for me. I love those. So that's the Hydrate and the Energize.
What color does it come out? It comes out LSU purple.
Oh, it does come out purple. So there you go. Yeah. And we can promote that to LSU. They should put those in the stadium so that you can drink that instead, the Energize instead of all the crap. That'd be a good idea. LSU, are you listening?
Well, I've been emailing LSU baseball's their training coach to try and get the baseball team on Fit.
There you go. Yeah. And then so you should also do the purple drink because that's very good, and it's going to make them happy.
They've been in the dugout drinking
the
purple.
Hydrate, and that one is so good. Yep. So then my morning blue drink is really good. So if anybody wants to try that one. Now the one so when they first came out with the maroonish color one, I guess, kind of like the darker.
The passion fruit?
Yeah, the passion fruit and the pink Hydrate. So you have the passion fruit Energize and the pink Hydrate. Yeah. So, okay, I like the blue and the pink together. When they first came out, it was like, I saw somebody said, this is the best combination. You should do this. So I mix it. I'm so excited. And I get this one. I mix it together and I'm like, oh, this tastes like a hurricane from Pat O'Brien's.
It is a little sweet, huh?
Yeah. It was kind of very much Hawaiian punch-ish. And so that was probably bringing back all those memories of things I shouldn't have been doing, which was drinking hurricanes back in the day.
Right.
And probably didn't sit very well after a while. So I was like, some people are going to love it and people love it. But for me, it was kind of funny because I was like, that's a Pat O'Brien hurricane. And I don't know, my body's not want that right now.
I like it. I swap them up. Sometimes I'll mix the blue raspberry with the Hydrate, the pink. I'm all confused.
The pink is the pink and the red one, the Hydrates that I like the most. That
but
new
the Hydrate. Oh, the tropical Hydrate.
The tropical.
That's what it is. Yeah. So the blue and the pink Hydrate, and then sometimes I don't know. Like I think today I had a passion fruit and tropical. Okay. hurricane
Mix the
season.
flavors. There you go. Yeah, something different. Oh my gosh, so good.
I mix it up some, but yeah, they work. I mean, they're amazing.
Yeah.
I got into it the other day with somebody. What did that guy tell me? He was trying to tell me that that oral peptides didn't work, and so I'm like, okay, so why don't they work? If you're going to come at me with a problem, I want to know where you derived your problem from.
Perfect.
Right. So I said, why do you say that? And he said, well, it's a known fact that they can't get through the stomach. And I was like, oh, okay. So what do you think is in the stomach that makes them not be able to get past that? And he said, well, the acid level's too high. And I'm like, dude, I'm so glad you brought that up. Let me explain something to you about Make Wellness Peptides and what they are and how they work and how they get past the stomach. And he was like, okay, he's kind of, grumpy about it, because I don't know, I was being condescending, I guess, but I like that because people they don't know. And I can tell when they don't know because it's always the same response. Oral peptides don't work because they can't get past the stomach. Okay. Let me explain to you how that works.
Right.
When you eat protein, you eat a bite of steak, that steak goes into your stomach. Your stomach has acid in it, right? And enzymes. Those enzymes break down the protein into short chain amino acids that are then delivered to your small intestine, right? Which disperses those nutrients into your bloodstream. Does that make sense? He said, yeah. I said, okay. Now, Make Wellness Peptides are short chain amino acids that are pre-digested, that are wrapped in enzymes that dissolve at a higher pH level. So what that means is when you take Make Wellness Peptides, they're already in a size that's easily absorbed through your small intestine. So if I could take this peptide and put it in your small intestine, it's ready to go. Bam, it's going in. It's going in your bloodstream already. And once it hits the small intestine, the enzymes dissolve and the peptides go directly into your bloodstream.
And find this little receptor it needs to go to.
And they signal your body, tell it exactly what to do. Whether it's burn fat, so like lean, right? So lean, you know what ketosis is?
Yes.
Okay. People love the keto diet to lose weight. Okay. The only problem with it is what? You can't have any carbs, right? So what ketosis is your body burning fat for energy, right? In layman's terms, that's what it means. So you're not eating any carbs and your body's going, bruh, where are they at? And you're like, we don't have any. Burn the fat. Okay. I'm burning fat, right? What lean does is it signals your body to burn fat for energy. So you're taking the lean and it's signaling your body. Don't worry about that. Burn the fat.
Yeah. Don't take the carb. Burn
don't worry about that. Burn the fat. So it's literally like throwing your body into ketosis. You got 2 ketosis pills right there. You take them in the morning, bam. It's telling your body to burn fat for energy. That's why they work so good.
Yes.
Yeah, so that blew my mind when I learned that. I was like, oh, that is so good.
So much good information.
Yeah, right.
But I feel like, so there are some, I know they can get, even from the pharmacy that we use for our synthetic peptides that we give to people, I'll see some like BPC, that's an oral, there's some orals. And I think maybe from back in the day, obviously when AI was not around, when you could not figure this out, and I'm not saying people and scientists aren't smart, because I guess they could have figured it out, but a human takes forever to figure this out, where AI is like, you just give it, you just ask it a question and it can find it for you in no time. So I think utilize that AI is how they got to where they are. And they're the only company that does this, where we do see pills on Amazon, God forbid, which I love my Amazon.
Oh, what is it?
But
I ordered a vibration plate today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I need a vibration plate. I think that there are some out there that are not working as good. So you take it and you're probably getting a percentage of what the BPC is if you're taking it orally, because it's not being able to, unless they do. And I'm sure over time they're going to find out that you just wrap it in the right amino acids and it's going to be able to get through the gut and then you'll be able to use it. And I think maybe that's why, and maybe you could tell me as a trainer, why I have so many trainers and doctors that are just like they're still stuck on, it can't get through the gut. It can't get through the gut. It's a supplement, not a peptide. And it's like, and for me, I'm like, move on. I don't need to explain it to you. And I'm not as good as you about
you don't have the time.
educating, and I don't. Right.
You don't have the time.
Right.
I mean,
I
honestly,
guess.
it's like you're running two businesses. You got kids, you got a husband, you got dogs, you got to make dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, who's got time to sit down?
I do about half of
Karen,
those
I don't have
things,
time
but
to explain this to you.
yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah. And not that I don't want them to know. I do want them to know. And sometimes I've already told them, and then it's still like they want to try to have like a combative argument. And some of it might be my son, Spencer. But, you know, it's like, I don't really want to argue about it. It's there. Somebody else, everybody's already found out the information. You know all of it. Anybody can find it out. I don't want to have to convince you of something. I want to just, you know.
You're not going to convince them. Okay. Let me explain something to you about selling peptides. And I just had this conversation with your friend Raylene this morning.
Yeah.
People, you're going to be, I don't want to say upset. You get excited about something when somebody doesn't believe you. It causes discernment in your heart, right? You're like, how come you don't trust me? It's not a matter of trusting you. It's really not. Okay. They're not ready yet, and that's fine. You don't have to waste your time. It's okay. You're planting a seed. That seed will grow. They will see. If they don't see it now, they'll see it later. They work.
Yeah.
Okay. It's no different than telling people about Jesus. Okay. You can plant a seed.
Good point.
They may not want to believe you, and that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
We have science, we have history, and he's talked about for thousands of years. You don't have to believe me, but I planted the seed.
So true.
Right.
So I think that's a great analogy how to put it. Yes.
So and not like peptides are like Jesus.
Right. Jesus is a little above the peptides.
Yeah.
But it's like
but
getting
it's
offended.
the same mental thing, right?
Yeah.
You don't get upset when somebody doesn't believe you in a Jesus, right? Because you believe in Jesus.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't matter.
Right.
I'm telling
Beliefs.
you, he loves you and he's there, whether you believe that or not.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the peptides work and they're there, whether you believe me or not. I'm going to plant a seed.
I love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when they see the fruit from other people's trees, they'll want to taste that fruit. Right.
Mm-hmm.
When I see successful people that believe in Jesus, I want to know where they got their fruit from. Right.
Yeah.
Peptides are the same thing. When I see Karen losing weight and getting in shape and she's happier and she's healthier and she's less inflamed and she's smiling all the time and she's not walking around with resting bitch face, if you will, I want to know why.
So true.
Go ask her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing. And as far as the personal trainers and the doctors go, man, look, here's the thing. I'm a personal trainer and I hadn't been personal training people for a long time, right? But I've been studying it for a long time. Okay. Because I'm not going to step into the ring until I feel like I know everything, kind of like the peptides, right? So I studied it for a long time before I started actually doing it. And through all of my studies, if you came to me and you said, Sean, I'm happy with my body, but when I hit 40, I got my 40 donut. That's what I call it. I got my 40 donuts. I'm happy with everything else. I just need to lose this. As a personal trainer, I would tell you, Aimee, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do for you. All right. Because we lose fat holistically. You have to lose fat all over your body. Your abs are not there. They're hidden below fat and you can't get it. You can't get them to show until you lose a certain percentage of body fat. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you cannot target fat in a certain area. Right.
Okay.
Wrong. And I learned that. Right. Because things change.
Yeah.
Times change, science change, AI changes. We come up with new inventions all the time. And this is quite frankly one of those inventions. And what the lean peptide does is not only does it throw your body into ketosis, but 100% of weight loss, when you take lean, 100% of that weight loss comes from fat.
And visceral fat, right?
Well, 65% of it comes from visceral fat. So it's targeting the visceral fat. It's targeting your donut. It's targeting the stomach area, right? And we couldn't do that before because we couldn't figure out how it worked. Now we know how it works.
Yeah.
So we figured out how to do it, right? And also on the lean, people that take the lean, they ate 600 calories less per day than a placebo. So imagine that.
That's huge for a lot of people. Especially for a little woman, 600 is a lot. Guys, maybe not so much.
Is it huge? How many calories are in a pound?
Oh, I should know that.
There's 3,500 calories in a pound.
Okay.
Right? So how do you lose weight? By going into a caloric deficit.
Yeah.
Right? So The only way to go into a caloric deficit is to do what? Eat less food. So if I take away your 2 snacks a day that are 300 calories each, now you're in a caloric deficit and you didn't have to do anything. 600 calories a day times 30 days equals like 5.14 pounds.
Just by taking them, if you just take the lean and just didn't eat those 600 calories and never worked out. Because if you add that, that puts you even more in a deficit.
100%.
You can subtract those numbers. When we used to run by numbers, it's different now.
This is Karen not doing anything, right? She's eating her 3 meals a day, but she's not eating her 10 a.m. snack and she's not eating her 3 o'clock snack because she's not hungry.
She's not hungry.
Because the lean is it doesn't tell you not to eat. It curbs your appetite. And there's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Right. So the lean is telling your body that you're not hungry.
Yeah.
You're not eating. When it comes time to eat, you're hungry. You don't have to stop you from eating. Right. You're going to eat. You're just probably not going to eat as much because you're not as hungry.
Right.
Right.
You're not going to just gorge yourself.
100% of weight loss comes from fat. 65% of that comes from your abdominal area, and you eat 600 calories less a day. It's a no-brainer.
No-brainer. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Now, it doesn't work as fast as a GLP-1 because a GLP-1 is signaling to you that you're not hungry at all. So you're just not freaking eating. So you go from eating 3,200 calories a day to 1,200. Yeah, you're dropping weight like it's going out of style. But you're also not getting the nutrients that your body needs. Yep. And here's the bad thing. And I feel like this is not discussed enough in whether it be with doctors or in public forums. Okay. This is very important. Fit feeds your body 4 times better than whey protein. It feeds all your muscles, right?
Okay.
We know this. We've talked about it. What else is made of muscle?
Your heart.
Bingo. And your kidney and your liver,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
All of your internal organs are made of muscles. Most of them are made of muscles, right? So when you take the fit, what is it doing?
Yeah, it's increasing muscle.
Oh my God, man. It's making your heart stronger.
Yeah.
It's making your kidney stronger. It's making your liver stronger. Your cholesterol levels may come down.
I've seen them come down on some people.
I've seen people's cholesterol level.
Yeah.
They've gotten off their cholesterol medication and their heart medication for high blood pressure.
That's amazing.
Okay. And some of that has to do with you lose weight, right? If you're not as fat, then your body's not struggling as much, so you don't have as high blood pressure.
Yeah.
So is it a cure? No. Is it a medical thing? No, it's not, right? What the peptides do is they help mitigate the symptoms of these other issues, right? So the bad thing about, in my opinion, right, the bad thing about the GLP-1s and the fact that people are losing muscle mass, right? If 40% of the weight loss that you lose comes, and these are the worst case scenarios, right?
Okay.
So 40% of the weight loss that you lose from your GLP-1 comes from muscle mass. Worst case scenario. I'm not saying that for everybody. It's not even probably the most common.
50%. That's a lot.
Okay. So I'm losing my muscle mass, right? What else is made of muscle?
Your organs, everything we talked about.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's getting worse?
Yeah. All your heart diseases, whereas your kidneys are failing, everything's,
Your heart's getting weaker, your kidneys are getting weaker, your liver's getting weaker because those are made of muscle too. And those are being neglected. The same nutrients that your thighs and your butt and your biceps are being, right?
Yeah.
Seriously.
For sure.
So you wonder why people have health problems. They have health problems because they're not being fed. They're starving their internal organs. And that doesn't get talked about.
That's so true. Yeah, but you're right. We don't go that internal most of the time. You know, we talk about people who are on high blood pressure medicine. That's not good. You know, you're on cholesterol medicine. That's not good. And we should find a way to get rid of it. We know ways to get rid of it. But when you think about it all the way down to a cellular muscle fiber level, where those muscle fibers that your heart's made out of, then the only way that it's going to pump is if it has muscle to pump, just like our arms are only going to pump if we got the muscles to move it.
Yeah.
Over time, the sarcopenia, like what you know, just with muscle wasting like that of not having muscle, it's not good. And that's where you got to die young. You got to move it or lose it kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
But we got to have muscle to move it.
Yeah.
So we need to be able to keep feeding our muscles and put stuff in.
And you mentioned sarcopenia. That's a huge thing for people that don't know. Once you hit 35, you sarcopenia is the age-related
muscle deterioration,
degenerative muscle loss, right? So it means that you're losing muscle, not by anything that you're doing, right? It's just because of age,
just life and age. Yep.
When you turn 35, you're losing 1% per year, right? So You turn 65 years old, you've lost 35% of your muscle and you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
It's just nature.
Just the way we are.
Right.
Yep.
So what fit does is it feeds your muscles so that it fights that muscle loss. I'm not saying it stops it. Right.
Yeah.
But it fights it.
Yeah. If you put a little bit of weight training in there with it, just a little bit, even just a walk, like use your leg, use something. I tell people just add a little bit, and a little bit's going to make, and then once you feel better, you can add more. But I'm not like, I used to be a triathlete and I was, running marathons and stuff like that. Like nobody needs to do that. That's almost actually counterintuitive.
Yeah.
So anybody over 30 at that point, because then you are just tearing your muscles down even more.
Yeah.
And sure, it was good for my mind to get my mind unstressed, but my body was just tearing it down. I thought I was running from a tiger all the time. So now I'm just lifting weights, maybe walking sometimes. My walking is just walking during the day for me. I
but you walk all around your clinic and around your office.
I get my 10,000 steps in easy, not having to get on the treadmill. And then I was able to do weight training, which I feel like is just so much better. Feel better, look better, all the things when you just do the weights.
Yep.
And then you can grab little bitty weights anywhere. I feel like people sometimes it gets to where it's overwhelming or they're like, I don't know what to do. You can use a can. You can pick up something off the floor, any of that.
A gallon of milk weighs 8 pounds.
Yeah. There you go. 2 gallons of milk from the grocery store. You got it. 4 or 5 times. It's better than doing nothing.
Yeah.
Because if you start with nothing, then you stay with nothing and you're actually going to go in reverse because our body is going to start reversing. So if we can get to people who are 30, 40, 50, 60, like that whole age, at some point it doesn't. And it's not like, it's been too long. I can't do it. No, you can always start. And this, I feel like is a good way for us to kickstart people who are, it's all of us fitness people who are like, yeah, we got it. But I don't want to not include people who are like at the bottom, like I've had an injury or whatever, and I don't exercise at all, or I've never been an exerciser. And so I don't understand those people with those muscles. I don't even think that looks good. There's those people. But it's functioning. It's staying alive. Like your heart needs to stay alive. You have to be able to walk and move or your body will just die. You got to move, you got to think, you got to keep doing, you got to keep learning or you're dying. Yep. So we're already on the decline as we get older anyway. Like I always say though, I'm like fighting it to the death. I'm do everything I can. I want to be dancing and partying, like having a great time, running around town at 110 years old. But to do that, I've got to be able to keep feeding my body good and keep taking care of it. Then, help other people say that too. But then they don't do anything about it. But it's not that hard.
It's really
Sometimes
not.
you can make it hard and it can get overwhelming to people, But I think if they could just reach out to somebody like you, to Spencer, to Ken, where it's like, look, we don't want to make you us. We don't want to make you the bodybuilder or the thing. We just want to help you get healthy. And
this is a choice. Like okay, so I'll tell you exactly why, right? So I joined the military. I was probably 19, 20 years old, and I was 6 foot tall and 145 pounds soaking wet. Okay, my nickname growing up was Beanpole.
No way.
Oh yes, my parents still call me Pole. They've shortened it, right? So like my dad, I'll go over there for Thanksgiving next week and be like, Pole, hey, come help me with the turkey. You know what I mean? So me putting on muscles is a choice, and it stems from me being a beanpole my whole life, right? I saw these guys. I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger. I saw these guys. I was like, God, dude, that is so cool, man, to have muscles like that.
You look so much like him now.
Huh?
Arnold Schwarzenegger. You look so much like
I wish. I wish I had his money.
That'd be good too.
So for me, I work out because I want to be bigger. I want to be stronger, but I'm also 55, right? And I hurt my shoulder. So I've kind of realized that I don't need to walk around with 6-pack abs to be in shape. You know what I mean? But I do like, I like filling out my shirts, or, I like fitting my clothes instead of my clothes fitting me. You know what I mean? And, for a long time, I would buy stuff and they just wouldn't fit right. And, I couldn't fill them out. Or my problem was I had really broad shoulders, but then there was nothing there. So look, like I was walking around like a telephone pole, So I had to buy these shirts that were like extra large. And then there's like all this material. Yeah, it's like a dress walking around, it was horrible. So that's why I started working out. Not everybody wants to be like that, and I'm not telling you that I'm the healthiest or that you need to be like me, God forbid,
Right.
It's just like, you need to find what works for you, but for the love of God, do something.
Yeah.
Work out. I told my parents the other day, man, my mom was, I was like, you guys need to start doing some squats. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm talking about you grabbing a hold of the kitchen counter and going ass to grass 10 times every time you walk in the kitchen, Make your butt hit the back of your legs. And if you can't do that, then we have a problem already. right? So, just do that. Just hang on to the counter. And when you can get better, then don't hang on to the counter.
Yeah.
You know? But just do that. I mean, I don't want y'all to not be able to get up out of the chair by yourself. That's a horrible thing to see somebody that you love reach an age where they're, you know, and they're trying to struggle to, and it doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't have to be that way.
You know,
exactly.
But we spend so much time.
Yeah.
Look, the internet and social media has made us, and computers have made us so lazy. You know, you get up in the morning, you think you're doing great, you drink your coffee, you get dressed, you go to work, you sit behind a desk for 8 hours, and your muscles start to atrophy, right? And then you get up and you go home and you eat, and maybe you cut the grass once a week, and then what do? You sit down in front of the TV, and what happens? Your muscles start to atrophy. You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You know?
You think you're relaxing. You are relaxing. But
you don't have a reason to relax. You haven't done anything.
You don't get to relax. You haven't done anything.
Your mind is fried because you've taken in so much information all
That's true.
day.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, that you're mentally, you're exhausted, and your body is screaming for help.
Please move. Yeah.
You know, it's like, get up and go cut the grass, go walk the dog, do some deep knee bends, do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, do some squats, just free weight squats. You know, that's what your body's craving.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to the gym and look like Sean, for the love of God. Just do something.
No, I know we had a lot of people on here. I've had some great guests on here, and we haven't been back on for a while. But, you know, our last guest was not the last one before. Ken, I told you about my encyclopedia, my peptide encyclopedia. Y'all have to meet. He's great. Yeah. And Spencer too. I have to get y'all together. But like he mentioned that he gets up at 2:45 in the morning. Well, they just told me today that there was all kind of comments about that, like that he was crazy. And but it's personal preference. We're not telling you to get up at 2:45. I'm not telling you to do what I do, you do, or anybody else. We're just feeding information to the public in general. Like we just feel like, as I do anyway, and you said the same thing. Like, I'm just here to be a messenger. I'm just here to do it. I'm going to be a messenger for Jesus. I'm going to be a messenger for peptides. I'm going to be a messenger for dentistry. Whatever I feel like I need, I'm going to just tell people. I'm not going to hoard my information so that I could look like Superwoman and y'all get to just all be fat and die. I love people. I love all my people, of course. And then you meet so many great people in the world, and you just want to put stuff out there to help people.
100%.
But the internet can get to where they're very much, well, of course, what they call it something about where you can just, you can be not a person and you can just comment. There's some kind of word about that.
Keyboard warrior?
Yeah, that thing, you know, or keyboard the word sometimes, It's like you just say the meanest things and who cares? People are just putting what they want out there sometimes. And I'm sure there are people that are not doing it for the right reasons. But a lot of stuff like you do, which you put out such good information and such good content, and it's all just educational so that people can learn what they want to learn. Take what you want out of it. We just, if we could all be healthier and the world could be a better place. Maybe if you're healthier, you're happier, right?
They talk smack. And here's the thing, right? And this is what I've learned. A lot of people talk smack because they're insecure about themselves, right? So what they're doing is they're putting you down so they can try to make themselves feel better. I already feel good about myself, so I don't have to put you down, right? If I tell you something, it's because it's an observation that I see. It's not set in stone, right? It's an opinion. Right. And those people can tell you, well, I'm just voicing my opinion. No, you're not. You're being judgmental and you're being cynical for no reason because you don't know me, and I don't let those people bother me personally. You can be a keyboard warrior all you want. And I may send you back a line or two, or I may argue with you for about 30 seconds and then I'll get bored with you because you're that little. And then, but what ends up happening is, and those people are special, right? Mike Tyson said it best when he said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. And those people can talk smack because they know there's no way possible for them to get punched in the face. They would never come to my face and say some of the things that they say, right? Yeah. But you got to understand that those people they're just being insecure. You know what I mean? And so you don't have to look down on them, but you can have pity for them at the same time.
Yeah, pray for
them. So I'm not any better than you, and I feel sorry for you that you feel like this is the only way that you can get attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude, you don't have to act like this. You're better than that. I don't even know you, and I know you're better than this. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I don't make junk, so dude, don't act like it.
Yeah, just give it a rest, man. Go walk your dog. You need to exercise.
Yeah, that'll make you feel better.
Yeah.
But it's like the hurt people kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Hurt people,
So you kind of feel bad for them because something's going on for them to have even the inkling to think the ugly thing to tell the person they don't even know.
Yeah.
So
Justin Prince, the guy's really is wise, man. And he
really is for a young person.
He's 10 years younger than me.
Is he?
Yeah, he's 45.
45.
Yeah. He's 45 years old and
He's
just a
7 years
wealth.
younger than me.
You talk about a wealth of information.
Super smart,
His
yes.
heart, I don't know how he walks around because his
I
heart's got to be
know.
about that
Weren't you
big.
so touched by I felt the Holy Spirit in the room. Well, you weren't in Cancun. It was in Cancun. Like he brought these people up and they talked about, they were doing like this little, kind of exercise about like getting rid of your bad beliefs about yourself, you know. So you say,
Yes.
you read it, like you hold the thing up. You've seen people do this before, you know, you write down some stuff about yourself and then you have to read it out loud. And this one doctor, was up there and he just, you know, says, I am, you know, I'm the child of God. I am, he reads all this and you could just feel the Holy Spirit in the room, like just fall. I'm just, anytime the Holy Spirit's in the room, I'm crying. So I'm like looking around like, what is going on? Like, does anybody know what's happening here? And other people are crying. And so, you know, what is happening, you know, and he just brings that out in people. He brings out the love. Like he says, lead with love.
I was just fixing to say that.
Lead with love. That guy leads with more love than I didn't even know they had love.
Yeah.
Like, he just
100%.
exudes it, right? Like he exudes just a good person. So whenever, and it was very much, because I was on the fence. Like I've got a job. I opened up the wellness clinic for synthetic peptides. I got 2 jobs now and kids, and I like to dance. I teach dancing. Like there's so many things that I do. I'm all over the place all the time. Like, why do I want to add something else? And so my mother-in-law just kind of said that was just clarification that you are in the right spot. Like
because you can.
Yes. Well, and because it wasn't something that I was trying to do for me. It wasn't that I was trying to go to do something else to make money or something else to add another thing to my bucket that I said I could do or whatever. It was clarification that God was in this path, and it was a path that he had for me for a reason. Like maybe this is where I'm supposed to be, where I'm supposed to be now for sure. The people around are the right people that you just feel at peace. And in my Bible study group, it's always like, when I always ask a question like, well, is it God or is it evil? It's what's happening? Why, I'll ask these questions like, what is this going on? And they're like, are you at peace? And I always love to go back to that. If you're walking in peace, it means you're walking with God. When it starts to be where you have anxiety and something's not right, you need to backtrack and really think and ask the Holy Spirit, like, where am I supposed to be? Is this where I'm supposed to be? And so to say all that, Justin brings out all of the goodness to where you feel like, okay, this is where God obviously has me here for a reason. And I'm so glad he put me here, because the people I've got to meet, like you and so many people.
He's so wise, man. And when he first came out with that lead with love, I was like, oh, what kind of crap is this, lead with love? Because now, no, seriously. Yeah. No, because look,
because you thought it was a whole sales pitch, probably.
Yeah. And I did. And and I hate to say this, and it's something that I'm working on, right? I'm a cynic.
Cynical.
I'm very cynical. I wouldn't say I'm not necessarily judgmental, right? But I'm a realist. But I'm really cynical.
Yeah.
I am.
Well, you want to know for yourself. I can tell that about you. Like you need to show me why you think this is this, or I need to find out for myself why.
Yeah.
Why this is.
So in a couple of things that I've learned this year, right, is one was when Charlie Kirk got shot.
Mm.
Okay. I knew who Charlie Kirk was, right? And I appreciated him, right? But after he died, I started watching his videos, and we think the same as far as our beliefs. So we have the same convictions, right?
Yeah.
Which is why I never really dove into who Charlie Kirk was as a person, because we have the same convictions.
Yeah.
I don't need to know who you are, because we believe the same thing, right? Which was unfair, because when Charlie died, I started watching the videos of how he treated people, right?
Mm-hmm. That's good.
That's good.
That was good stuff.
Because how he treats, he never talked bad about these people. Mm-mm. He never said a derogatory thing about them, right? What he asked them is, what do you believe, and why do you believe that?
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you what I believe and why I believe it, and then we can go back and forth and we communicate, we can talk about it, right? Mm-hmm. That was his whole premise.
Yeah.
Right? So when he got shot and I started watching his videos, I realized that me being a cynic was a bad character defect, right? And it was something that I needed to work on, right? Because I would just say, well, you just don't believe in the same things I believe in. You're an idiot. I know I'm right. And I can tell you why I'm right, but I never, not one time, asked them why they were right. I just knew that and I'll take something that's really, really a hot topic, right? Abortion, right? You're wrong. Okay, so tell me why you believe it's right then. Why do you think it's okay?
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I'm going to tell you why I think it's not okay, you know? And to be able to have those conversations with people made me grow as a person,
Yeah.
right? And what I know is that when I watch people like Justin Prince talk, that's how he treats people.
Mm-hmm.
He treats people like Charlie Kirk treats people.
That's so true. Yeah, you say that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what makes me respect and admire him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't hand either one of those out lightly, right? But when Justin talks to you, he treats you, first of all, he's like me. He treats everybody the same. I don't care if you're the trash man, the ditch digger, or the president of the United States, right? I'm going to get up. I'm going to stand up when I shake your hand. I'm going to look you in the eye when I talk to you. I'm going to give you the respect of listening to you when you speak, not listening to you to respond, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the reasons why I really kind of dove into Make Wellness too, was because when you have a leader like that at the company who takes the time to meet people, to talk to people, to look them in the eyes and listen to what they say, not hear what they say,
Mm-hmm.
it makes all the difference in the world. And when I realized that, and then when he said lead with love, and I accepted that instead of thinking, oh, this is just this quarter's lingo, you know. All right, guys, we're going to go out this year and this quarter, and we're going to set new sales records. I want y'all to lead with love. You know what I mean? When I realized that that's what he was, the whole lead with love thing came from his heart.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, just kind of made me fall back, and that doesn't happen very often.
Yes.
So it really resonated with me.
And that, it's so funny that you said this, because the first time that I really even listened to Justin Prince talk was on, it was when Charlie Kirk died. When Charlie Kirk died, that day or the next day, he made a post. He's in his car and he makes his post, and he talks about that, and you could feel his heart, you could hear his heart and what it was. And I was like, and I guess, I don't remember when it was. Obviously, I knew who he was, so I must have even just been in, because I didn't even start using or working with the Make company till the end of August. So when did Charlie Kirk die?
I don't know.
September-ish? I think it was maybe September.
Yeah.
So it wasn't long. Like, I didn't know who this guy was. I was just like, hey, he founded this company, this natural peptides. I'm doing peptides. We're gonna align with them. Not really thinking that, because you don't really usually know. I mean, you know of the founder of a company, or you know who the CEO is of a company, but you don't really like follow them on social. I don't really follow them on social media so much or whatever. Happened to see him and then just heard his heart and his whole spill about that. If anybody hasn't seen it, they need to go look at Justin Prince's video post. I'm pretty sure it was Facebook, because I don't do Instagram, and if it was, I think you can get there from there.
Yeah,
but
he's there.
It's talking about that day, and he talks about love, still loving people, and at one point leading with love, even in all of the hard stuff, and it's sad that those people have this much hate. So that's interesting that we've come all the way full circle back to like first time I've ever even he's watched him.
That dude was amazing, man. Justin's pretty much made too, and he's always like that. I mean, just all the time. You don't catch him like at a foul moment or something. It's like that's literally who he is. That's, and to find somebody who's that genuine and that pure, and it's just not heard of a whole lot. You know,
I think we're in a good spot. I think we got this company that's God's got us in the right place,
I've sent Justin messages on Instagram.
Really?
Because you can message somebody on Instagram.
No,
right?
I don't know that. But okay.
It's like Messenger on Facebook.
Okay.
Right. So if I follow you and I want to send you a message, I just hit Messenger or I hit message.
I've done it on Facebook.
Huh?
I've done it on Facebook.
Yeah. So if you
go to Instagram,
Instagram's kind of the same thing.
Okay.
So I follow him on Facebook and Instagram, and I've sent him messages before on Instagram, and I think one time I told him, it was just in my heart, and I sent him a message. I'm like, look, man, I said, thanks for everything you did for me in Dallas. I said, I just want you to know that I appreciate you and I value you. And I'm glad that you followed your heart and took this company, public, and you're doing everything that you're doing. Like, I mean, it means the world to me.
Yeah. And
his response was, man, I'm so glad to have you working with us. Check behind me. I thought he was talking about somebody else, dude. I'm Sean Oakwood. I was born in Opelousas, Louisiana. I live in Denham Springs, and this guy's giving me accolades. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is just how genuine he is.
Yeah.
Like, he appreciates people.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And he appreciates everybody. So it's unique today.
Yeah, I think so. Right. Very
it's
unique.
Definitely unique today.
Yes, I'm glad to be involved in something that's this unique. And hopefully we can learn or I can anyway, learn and lead by his example, and use his example. Because, in dentistry too, you don't really have a lot of examples. Growing up, there's just not a lot in our age group. We were more like hardcore, this stuff, you were military. So it's like, I'm gonna tell you what to do and you're gonna do it. This is how it's gonna be. And I don't have to be your friend. And now I go back to, gosh, that's how I led my teams for so long. I feel bad, actually. Apologize to anybody who was on my team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I only know what she knew. My dad was tough. He was Italian. That's how he was raised. That's how I was raised. And so I was like, well, this is what we do. And you don't know. And you see this, and his kids are so lucky to be led by that. And my husband was like that too, with a lot of more like leading with love than more disciplined. And so your businesses tend to follow what you know and what you do as a leader. And he obviously came from a good home, did that, but also learning and building and being a good leader in business as well. I'm sure his family's life is great too. His kids are adorable.
Oh,
His
yeah.
beautiful.
I mean, he's blessed. He's been dealt some bad hands, and people talk about it. I've heard a couple people say, well, he was in a lawsuit, and
I still haven't watched that podcast about
all right,
that.
So let me sum it up for you.
Explains it. Something about.
Let me sum it up for you. So, Justin Prince was a 1099 employee with this company, okay, and the company was starting to have trouble. So the venture capitalists, if you will, decided, hey man, I'm problems with the company, so they pulled the money out.
Okay.
Which in turn caused the company to collapse. When the company collapsed, they needed a scapegoat, so they blamed Justin Prince.
Who at the time, wasn't he like the top seller or whatever it was on this company?
I think so, yeah. So they blamed him and Justin Sierra. Well, Justin Sierra worked for the company. He was a W-2 paid employee.
Okay.
Right? So they blamed both of them. But since Justin Prince was a 1099 employee, he wasn't really part of the company. So they tried to drag his name through the mud.
I heard him say that. I just didn't really do enough digging to look about it.
Yeah, so they tried to drag his name through the mud. And again, when you live your life honestly by conviction and you tell the truth, then it's going to come out, right? And so that's what happened. And they ended up losing their lawsuit. They ended up settling with Justin Sierra, who they tried to turn. Basically, they told Justin Sierra that we want you to take this knife and stab Justin Prince in the back and turn it. And that was like one of his best friends.
Oh, wow.
And if you do that, we're going to do this for you. And basically, he just told me, he said, Justin Prince is my friend. And there's no amount of money in the world that you could give me to, do that to him. And I guess internally do that to me. Yeah. Right? Because now what does that say about who I am as a person? So I'm not doing that to myself, and I'm not doing it to my friend.
That's cool.
And yeah, so he, those are the co-founders of our company. Yeah. So if somebody says, oh, well, he was in a lawsuit and his name got dragged through the mud and all this stuff. Yeah, of course it did. When the venture capitalists, when the money hungry wolves pulled their funds and caused the company to collapse, they had to find somebody to blame, So what ended up happening, they lost both their lawsuits.
That's awesome.
So who's the victor?
Right. Well, you can tell who is.
Yeah.
God used their test as their testimony
him,
for sure.
Look at him now.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's in a good spot.
He's in a great spot.
Yep. And I'm glad we got us all in a good spot too. And
he does. I mean, if it wasn't for it, I've never been into affiliate marketing before, and I'm not into building teams and I don't know, maybe I'll never be on the stage at a Make Wellness convention.
Oh, I bet you will. They're gonna have you talking, I'm sure.
And I'll never have 100 people and legs and teams and all this. Because
do you even know what that means?
No.
And do you care? No.
I can't even figure it out. People are like, whose team are you on? I'm like, I'm on Sean's team.
There you go.
Hey, look, man, it's me and Jesus. Which one do you want to talk to? We're both here.
Jesus' team. I like it.
So, but I didn't, it just goes back to that whole thing about, How would you like to earn an extra $500? Right? I'm not into legs and I'm
I
into
do love
supporting
that.
people, and it doesn't matter whether you're on my team or not. You know, I don't care. I'm going to share information with you because I want everybody to win. Right? You can't build a mountain by yourself. We build a mountain by building a mountain. Right?
Yeah.
And it takes teamwork.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I stand with it. So I didn't really understand all of the MLM and affiliate marketing and all of that, you know.
Yeah.
And but I'm glad you brought that up. So because it reminded me of something, right? So when people tell me, well, I've never heard of them. I've never heard of Make Wellness. And when they tell me that oral peptides don't work, I tell them, we already had that conversation,
Yeah.
right? So I'm telling them this is how they work.
Yep.
And then they're going to tell me, and then I've had people say, well, I've never heard of Make Wellness. And I'm like, that's okay. You will. and here's the thing. This is what I love to tell people when they tell me they don't work. Okay. I love to tell them this. I want you to get your phone out. Get your phone out and go to Grok or go to ChatGPT and ask it how many companies in their startup year did $100 million. Go ahead and ask it. I'll wait. Never mind. Don't. I'll give you the answer. It's going to be either zero. It's going to be either zero or it's going to be 0.04. Okay. So next to none. Right. And that's a year. Make Wellness did it in 11 months. In 11 months, we made $100 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you why that's significant. Don't talk to me about MLMs. Okay. Don't talk to me about affiliate marketing. Make Wellness set a record that no other company in the history of companies in the world has ever set.
Wow.
And they did that without advertising, by word of mouth. In the digital age with social media.
This is
Okay.
true.
So if the product didn't work, it would spread like wildfire.
This is true. All these people talk.
96% of the company is women. What do women do? They talk.
We like to yak.
If it didn't build muscle, burn fat, help people focus, keep them calm and energized and sleep well, it would be everywhere.
Yeah. Women can take you down.
So, I mean, if you want to tell me that it doesn't work, then tell me how we made $100 million in 11 months off of word of mouth.
And it didn't come from the founders because we just said that they lost everything because their company that they were in fell.
No.
And put them up as scapegoats. So yeah.
And it good point. It didn't come from the founders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means it didn't come from the affiliates
Venture
either.
capitalists and all the
It didn't come from the affiliates either. And here's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up because as an affiliate, right, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, only allows you to make money off of less than $500.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay. So what that means is that $100 million, that came from sales.
From customers.
That came from customers.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't come from 180,000 affiliates buying 14 startup boxes, right?
Yeah.
Because the FTC won't allow it.
Oh, that's true. I didn't realize that. I mean, I didn't put two and two together, but yes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So it really did. Yeah.
So now you start to realize how big the picture is and what that $100 million actually means. When there's no advertisement, there's no radio commercials, there's no TV commercials, you don't see it on Instagram. You don't see it on Facebook ads. There's no Make Wellness Facebook ads.
It's true.
You don't see it in magazines. I can go to your office right now and pull up 10 magazines and there's not going to be a Make Wellness commercial or advertisement in any of them. So we did $100 million in 11 months off of word of mouth because the product is that good.
So true.
Number one oral peptide company in the world.
In the world. And we're here. Yay, yay. And
Giddy
we
up.
will be here for a while.
Yep.
We're going to be hanging out for a while. So I get to have you back here.
Whenever you want.
Yeah. You're right around the corner. You're in Denver. Yeah.
I'm like 6 miles from here.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. So much information. I appreciate you so much and be able to come
thank you for
here.
having me. This is fun.
You're a wealth of knowledge too. Now you're on my list of peptide encyclopedia people. Y'all are so cool. And personal trainers. So yes, we have lots of good things to talk about in the future too. So we'll definitely have you back.
Yeah, we need to talk about how those personal trainers can turn this into profit for themselves, right? Well, think about
Working
it.
harder, smarter, not harder, right?
Smarter,
That's how
not
they
harder.
should do it.
Well, as a personal trainer, think about it this way, right? Or if you own a gym, right? How do you get business?
People talking to people.
You get business by word of mouth, right?
Yep.
that word of mouth only gets that word of mouth only gets spread if what?
If you're good, people talk about
If you have results, right?
Yeah.
So what if I could multiply those results times 3?
Oh, I see where you're going.
You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
So
if you get better results, then people are going to.
Then people want to know, Aimee, how did
know.
you lose all that weight? Why are you smiling? Why are you glowing? Why do you look so thin? Why do you look so toned? Right? And what's your son's name?
Spencer.
And you're going to say, I'm going to Spencer and I'm taking Make Wellness Peptides, or I'm taking oral peptides, and I'm consistent with Spencer, right?
Right.
So as a personal trainer, right, then Spencer can take his people that he's training and say, look, you're doing fantastic work.
Right.
How would you like to accelerate your results? How would you like to put in the effort and get 3 times the results for the effort that you're putting in?
3 times the results.
And I'll tell you how I know this, because I'm doing it in a gym in Ascension Parish called Transformation of Ascension. They have an InBody scanner there.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So you stand on it, pulse electric
We
current.
have a shape scale. It's
yeah.
close to it at the
okay.
office.
Same thing. All right. So one of the people there, she has she's been on the peptides for 2 months. She's been going out to the gym for 3 months. The first month she had she lost 4.5 pounds. Okay. Now fast forward 2 months on peptides. She's lost 16.3 pounds, and she's put on 2.5 pounds of muscle.
Wow.
I have the test results. I have her InBody scans in my phone.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And the other guy, Justin, I wish I had looked up his stats. His is kind of the same thing, right? Except he lost about 8 pounds and put on like either 2 or 3 pounds of muscle, right? But if you know anything about like the body and losing fat and stuff, when you lose fat, you lose a certain percentage of muscle. It's just natural, right? So for you to be able to lose fat and put on muscle, before now, it was unheard of. You couldn't. It's not going to happen. Aimee, I love you. I want to help you, honey. I really do. But those goals are unrealistic. I cannot take fat off and put on muscle at the same time, right? I can now.
Now you can.
And I'm doing it, and I have proof because I have their InBody scans.
That's awesome.
So as a gym, right, who does personal training on the side, all right, or is incorporated, the more results you have, the faster the word spreads that, hey, I'm working out at Transformation of Ascension. Really? What are they doing that's so special? Right? What are you taking?
Yeah.
I'm taking peptides. Where'd you get the peptides from? I got them from freaking Spencer, my personal trainer. Right?
Yeah. Right.
So, I mean, Spencer's got my diet dialed in. He's got my workout program dialed in. And now he's signaling my body to perform certain functions through these peptides that are enhancing my body at a cellular level. He's changing my whole body composition.
Yep. And your mind too at the same time. Yep.
It doesn't get any better than that.
I know. It's like every gym should be on it to be they'd be able to tell their people and increase their like results for these people. Everybody wants quick results. Everybody wants results because you're paying for these trainers and you're paying for the gym and you're paying money to get results. That's what you're paying for.
Well, quick is relative, right? So you got to think about this. You got to be fair to yourself. Okay. If you're 50 years old and you come to me and you're out of shape, right? And you want to get in shape. Okay. It's not going to happen overnight. Yeah. Brad, it took you 50 years to get this messed up. Okay. You're fat for a reason. You're not going to get thin and in shape and muscular overnight. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. No. Okay? Even if you do an injectable peptide, it's not going to happen.
No, it's not. Right. It takes time. Let me tell you something about time real quick. Then we can quit. But as far as time goes, your body is on a natural, it cycles naturally, right?
Circadian rhythm, yeah.
Okay. So depending on what area of the body you're looking at, whether it be your sleep, whether it be your fat, whether it be your water, your kidney, whatever it is, your body cycles. One of the cycles that it has is your red blood cells. Your red blood cells cycle every 120 days. It takes your body 120 days to replace every red blood cell in your body. Look it up. It's a fact. So wouldn't you think it would be fair that if I'm going to give you something to signal your body to perform certain functions, you give it 120 days to talk to all those cells?
Yeah.
Right? So you can't make wellness peptides in 30 days, be like, well, I haven't noticed anything.
Right.
Okay, Karen, you're 48. You didn't gain 40 pounds overnight. It's not going to come off in 30 days. Okay. That's a fact.
So true.
Right. So if you're going to get on the peptides, you got to give them time to work.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have to give the fit time to work. You're going to have to give the lean time to work. You're retraining your body. Right.
You're
And you
making
got to
new
give the
cells, right.
sleep time to work.
Yeah.
I need to get your sleep on track so that it can get rid of the waste and build muscle and repair you at night.
That's your baseline for sure.
So
yeah,
you got to give it time.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely time. And it's hard for people to do right now. Everything's instant gratification. But I feel like if we tell people enough, if we educate people enough, then they'll start getting in their brains. They got to hear it a few times before they can get to it. But with anything in life, you got to give it a little bit of time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, of course.
There's nothing that's just going to be very quick fixes. If it is a quick fix, it's not good. It's not going to be
When you
good
start
for
a
your
job at
body.
a company, do you get paid? They don't make you CEO on day one, right?
Right.
Right. No, man. You start off bagging groceries. Same thing.
Yep. Same thing.
You know?
And you appreciate it more whenever you got to work for it. Definitely.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. All right. Well, I think we've almost exhausted, but I bet we'll find a whole bunch more stuff to talk about next time I have you on.
There's always something, right?
There's always something to talk
Man,
about.
it's been a blast.
I know. I've
It's
had so
been
much
fun.
fun. I think I could talk to you like all night.
I know, right?
There's so much we could do. I'll try not to like bombard you and try to get all your information before the next podcast, because then I'll know everything and then I forget that people don't know all the stuff that you know.
Oh, no. I'm going to run into people between now and then that have stories too.
This is true.
Yeah.
You're a good storyteller.
There's always
I don't
stories,
remember
man.
things like that, but that is good. Yes. You'll get to come back and give some testimonies on what you have, your people that have been on some stuff, your training people, all this. Yeah. The gym. That'd be great to hear what your gym is doing too, and Ascension Link, how they're able to help a lot of people at one time, because you get into the masses of people.
Yeah, and he started off kind of skeptical, you know, and what happened was I sent two people there because they needed a private gym in Ascension Parish. So I said, fine, look, go talk to these guys, right? Go over there. They'll help you out. They believe in holistic stuff too, right? So they want to do things naturally and help you get in better shape the right way, right? So I sent them over there. And then I talked to those two people and I said, hey, let me tell you guys about these peptides. So I kind of slid the peptides in the back door. Then I went to the gym owner and I said, hey, man, let me talk to you about these peptides and putting them in your gym. He said, well, you come by. I said, okay. I said, you know Justin and you know Nermi? He said, yeah. I said, well, they're both on the peptides. I want you to watch them. Okay. I'm not asking you nothing. Let me put some boxes in here with some QR codes on them. If somebody asks them how they're doing, tell them to go scan that.
You don't have to even worry about it. You don't have to do anything. Yeah.
So we just put a lean, a fit, and a hydrate box in there and let it sit down. Just let it sit. The gym owner got on fit, right? Fast forward 2 months, he's looking at their InBody scans going, he feels better, right? He's getting energy. The fit's working on him. He feels better. He's looking at these scans going,
how does this happen?
might be something to this. So last weekend, we went to Transformation of Ascension and did a health, like a little seminar.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I was one of the featured speakers. So you know what happened?
What?
Before we started the seminar, the gym owner signed up as an affiliate.
Affiliate.
You know what happened after that? The girl that put everything together, she signed up as an affiliate underneath him. You know what happened after that? One of the other presenters that heard my presentation bought the Lean, Fit, and Restored from the girl that put it together. That all happened in one day.
In one day.
Yeah.
Magic. Yep.
Crazy.
They all got healthier or they're at least on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. To getting it. They know about it now.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, that's awesome. What a good day for sure. All right. Well, we're going to close up today. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. It's been an honor and a pleasure.
I know. And if everybody can look you up on Facebook and Instagram for sure.
Yeah.
And you can you always give all of us a lot of information. So if they want more information, you're on there and we'll probably have it on the comments underneath I know what I'm doing, but something about the YouTube thing, it's underneath here somewhere.
All right.
All right. Appreciate you. Have a great night. Thank
Thanks.
you. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you soon. Keep smiling.